Stop scrolling because you are about to witness an opening disaster so catastrophic that it should come with a warning label. This wasn't just a game. It was a total tactical implosion that left a Grandmaster-level engine weeping in the corner. We are looking at a classic trap gone wrong, where one player thinks they are being clever with an offbeat novelty, only to find their king trapped in a beautiful, forced mating net in under 10 moves. If you have ever felt safe in your opening, this game is going to teach you that one miscalculation is all it takes to lose everything. Let's break down the madness move by move and see exactly where the wheels fell off for white. We kick things off with e4. This is the king of opening moves, claiming the center immediately and opening lines for the queen and the bishop. It is the most classical way to start a game, and it tells your opponent you are looking for a sharp, tactical fight right from the first second. Black responds with e5, the standard reply, setting up a symmetric structure that leads to some of the most complex positions in the history of the game. We are looking at a traditional start, but don't get too comfortable because the standard theory is about to fly right out the window. Knight f3. This is pure fundamental chess. You are attacking the pawn on e5 and developing your knight toward the center, which is the golden rule of opening play. You are basically putting a question to black. How are you going to defend that pawn? Black plays knight c6, protecting the e5 pawn and developing a piece. This is the main line of the Italian game, and it is here that the game begins to take shape. Both players are following the script, controlling the center and keeping their pieces active. It looks standard, but little do we know, the storm is brewing beneath the surface. Bishop c4. This is the soul of the Italian game. You are putting immediate pressure on the weakest square in the opponent's camp, the f7 pawn. This bishop is a sniper, and it is going to be the most annoying piece on the board for black throughout the entire game. Everything seems perfectly normal here, but black decides to spice things up. Black plays knight d4, which is a rare, speculative, and honestly quite suspicious move. The point is to challenge the knight on f3, but it violates the principle of not moving the same piece twice in the opening. It is a bold, aggressive attempt to pull white out of their comfort zone, but it is technically a mistake that gives white a golden opportunity. Knight takes e5. This is the punishing move that every student of the game needs to understand. White realizes that black has neglected their kingside development and is wandering around with their knight on d4. By taking the pawn, white hits the f7 square with the knight and creates a massive threat. Notice how the knight takes e5 also opens up the d-file and puts pressure on black's structure. If you are playing against someone who plays strange opening novelties, your job is to punish them for their greed and lack of development. Black's response, queen g5, is an attempt to create chaos by attacking the knight on e5 and the pawn on g2, but it is a desperate, flawed move that ignores the looming threat to their king. Knight takes f7. This is the aha moment of the game. White completely ignores the threat to their own g2 pawn and goes straight for the throat. By executing this fork, white attacks the queen and the rook simultaneously. This is the definition of tactical domination. Black is now forced to react, but the position is already falling apart at the seams. You have to love the confidence here. White is saying, I don't care what you are attacking, because your entire kingside is about to vanish. Black's response, queen takes g2, is a total pipe dream. They are hoping to get a rook, but they are walking directly into their own funeral procession. Rook f1. A very calm, cold-blooded defensive move. White simply saves the rook and shuts down any potential counterplay on the g-file. The evaluation bar has officially hit game over levels. Black is chasing ghosts, trying to create activity, while white is methodically cleaning up the board. If you ever find yourself in this position, you have to be precise. Don't panic, don't get fancy. Just consolidate your advantage and prepare the final blow. Black plays queen takes e4, trying to keep the momentum alive, but this is nothing more than a desperate final cry before the end. Bishop e2. This is the quietest, most devastating move in the game. White blocks the check and simultaneously prepares to deliver the final strike. The bishop is the perfect piece to finish this off. Notice how the black queen is now completely cut off from any defensive duties. Everything is prepared, the stage is set, and the execution is imminent. Black's final move, knight f3, is an attempt to force a check, but it is ultimately a self-imposed checkmate. It is a hilarious irony that the piece black moved to create chaos is the same piece that ultimately delivers the final blow to their own king. Knight f3 checkmate. And just like that, the king is trapped in the center of the board with nowhere to run. Look at the geometry of this finish. The king is suffocated by their own pieces. This is a masterclass in how to punish an arrogant opening. Black tried to be cute, ignored development, and got absolutely crushed for it. If you learned something from this blunder-filled disaster, you now know that fundamental development is not optional. It is the law. You cannot treat your king like a pawn and expect to survive against a sharp opponent. This was a perfect example of what happens when theory fails and tactics take control. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Chess64 Elite Academy right now for more elite chess content.